So we're going to segment out into cloud, right? So for the IT guys on the call, sorry, we're going to talk a little bit about what types of cloud there are, because I think in the small to mid-sized space, the executives do get confused or they get concerned, I guess is a better word. Most IT folks know what these are. You have public, you have private, you have hybrid, and then within the private and public world, you have as a service, right? That's what AAS stands for. So we hear a lot of negative connotations from small to mid-sized business leaders about the cloud. Oh, it's not secure. I wouldn't let Amazon have my stuff. There's no way. And these are not CMMC compliant requirements. These are just normal folks running their businesses, right? But the reality of it is we can really leverage cloud and it can do some great things for us. And most of us are already in cloud. So things that are in public cloud, examples are Office 365 or Dropbox or Gmail or web services. We all leverage some pieces of those on a daily basis, right? They're multi-tenant public clouds managed by that particular organization, right? And then you turn around to private clouds, which is really where the space I think most manufacturers will end up or are ending up on a either all in or components in, right? So examples of private cloud are, I'll use Infor, Cloud Suite Industrial, right? That lives in a private Infor cloud in hosted in AWS, right? But it's Infor's private space. It's multi-tenant. So what that means is multiple companies share the resources managed by Infor for that particular application. Epicor does it, Microsoft does it, all the big guys do that. The other piece to private cloud can be your co-location, hosted data center. That is your space. You're renting it, right? It's a consumption basis. So you're renting your own space. You may be extending your network. You may be moving your entire platform to cloud. You may be moving just your ERP to cloud. All of those things are possible. And private cloud allows for that. And then there's where most of us probably sit today is we have some mix of the two above. And then probably some mix of the systems or services below. So hybrid is kind of where we live, right? We may have some software as a service, SaaS, right? Components. Private software as a service is most of the big ERPs and how they're delivered web-based, right? In that multi-tenant mode. Obviously, if you're regulated, you're not living in a multi-tenant mode, especially if you're CMMC. There's the platform as a service. I call that the developer wonderland. Most all developers live in platform as a service, or I'm testing out a database, or one of my guys said the other day, hey, I wonder if you could run this 30-year-old ERP on a platform as a service SQL server. I don't know, why don't you try it? It's a great training environment as well. But a lot of your iOS, your Android, all these apps we use daily are delivered out of that platform as a service. And there's that infrastructure as a service, which is the one that has the most control, right? That is your world. You're renting that infrastructure. It's a consumption basis again, but you're in control of the management and maintenance of it. So depending on where you live in these, there's always some level of maintenance. Most public is maintained by that entity, some private, but most private, you're still got to do the maintenance. And I want to emphasize that because everybody hears the word cloud and they just think maintenance free. Well, if you've moved your systems to cloud, your IT group still has to manage them. It's just part of it.